Tonight, Sweet 16 for Collingwood.
How sweet it is! Collingwood win the grand final!
The Pies claim the premiership in a hot cliffhanger, special live coverage from inside the MCG. So close, the brave Lions left shattered, falling short by 4 points. Bobby Hill's dazzler, 4 goals and the Norm Smith medal.
Wow, look at that for a Hills hoist!
Kiss fires up a full house. Special coverage, the celebrations and the fallout and the fans.
Live from Melbourne, 7 News with Rebecca Madden and Mike Amor.
Good evening. Collingwood fans are celebrating tonight after claiming their 16th premiership flag in a blockbuster grand final. These pictures just in from Olympic Park, the Magpie Army basking in the glory while the players are soaking up the moment at the MCG. Mike Amor and Abby Gelmy are there. Abby, hello. It went down to the wire.
Beck, so close for the Lions. They were brave to the very last seconds when the game was still up for grabs.
In the end, it was Collingwood who claimed football's greatest prize in a thriller in front of a full house of 100,000. Blake Johnson begins our coverage.
A team so accustomed to grand final disappointment, what a way to wipe away the pain.
Collingwood win the grand final!
Premiership number 16 for Collingwood and Father's Day for Peter Moore with son Darcy.
So much has to go right to pull it off today, and we did it.
A family affair also in the Dacos household.
It's something that we've dreamed about for so long. I can't believe it.
A classic decider, just 4 points in it and 4 goals to Bobby Hill, enough for a Norm Smith medal as best on ground.
Up the point!
The biggest roar for Scott Pendlebury. His second flag from 5 grand finals. Earlier, teams were remarkably relaxed. Time to stop for a photo on the way to the bus. Darcy Moore preferring peace as he prepared to go into war. Coach Craig McRae revved up his troops, and Jack Ginnivan's dad is so proud of his son.
You know, it's his dream come true as a kid, so it's great.
A grand final day classic rewritten for a hero of premierships past. Also unforgettable, on the hottest grand final day in 8 years.
The hottest band in the world!
And even in their 60s and 70s, Kiss can still smash it. One child leaving with more than memories.
A drumstick.
Where'd that come from?
A band member.
Are you going to take up the drums now?
Maybe.
The AFL declared the day would be free of voice campaigning, but there was a yes on the dress of a singer.
Come along, sing a tune with me.
Kate Miller-Heidke's national anthem had the crowd on a high.
This is the third time in 21 years Collingwood and Brisbane have faced off in a decider. No two other teams have played as many grand finals together as these two have in the AFL era.
The stadium roaring first for the Lions, then for the Magpies on their quest for Sweet 16. A favourite son, Nick Dacos, with the opening goal.
Never in doubt.
The first of many match highlights. Zach Bailey kicked Brisbane's first two, getting better as he went.
Miracle goal! What a goal from Bailey! That'll fire him up!
The day ended early for Nathan Murphy, almost knocked out, then subbed out under concussion rules. His teammates didn't let it worry them.
Jordy De Goey from downtown. 2 goals inside the last minute and a half.
Momentum swings were short and sharp. Bobby Hill was just sharp.
Hill! What a grab! Wow, look at that for a Hills hoist.
The 23-year-old from WA kicked 4 goals in a half.
Sold it right, came back on the left, and Hills kicked 4.
A Jack Crisp goal after the siren put the Magpies up by 6 at half-time. 29 degrees, fans were queuing for refreshments. Not everyone could escape the heat.
45-degree day, no wind.
In the cheer squad, high temperatures and tension.
Very nervous, scared.
So scared, but
Terrified.
We're nervous but excited.
Brisbane hit the front 19 minutes into the third quarter.
Goal, Brisbane.
But Scott Pendlebury kicked his first ever grand final goal to reclaim Collingwood's lead.
Pendlebury, it's tense. It really is tense. He's jammed it home, and the black and white rise as one.
That took the Magpie Army to another level. 100,024 in the house, every seat and centimetre of standing room taken. Every eye on a final quarter, goalless for 19 minutes. Enter Charlie Cameron.
Still keeps his feet and kicks a goal. The Lions are in front.
Not for long. Jordan De Goey popping up just at the right time.
Turns around, he's centred it, he's got it. De Goey's kicked the goal and put Collingwood back in front.
And that's how it would stay. Craig McRae, now a premiership winner with both teams. First player, now coach, and Magpie Army satisfied at last. Blake Johnson, 7 News.
Thousands of Collingwood fans have packed into Pies HQ at Olympic Park. Laura Spurway is there. Laura, a big crowd left on the edge of their seats right up until the siren.
yeah, they really were, Mike. They were quite tame here, actually. I think because it was so tense, but that went out the window in the fourth quarter as the desperation and the passion stepped up a notch. And then the scenes at the final siren were just unbelievable. The noise, the jubilation, the tears after so many moments of anguish during the game. An encounter that no one really knew the outcome of. You could see on these fans' faces they were really hoping their team would get it home, and that's exactly what they've done. We spoke to a few of the ecstatic fans after the siren.
Can't believe we won! I can't believe it! 16th premiership! Let's go!
Fourth quarter was really intense, but it was really good.
It means the world. Up the Maggies! And everybody's against us, but there we are. Go Pies! You little beauty!
Now, there is a very big crowd here still because the Magpies will be making their way from the MCG here to see their faithful who've cheered them on every minute of the game but couldn't unfortunately get to the MCG. So there's still a big party here to come. No doubt a few sore heads tomorrow, Mike.
Oh, no doubt at all. Laura Spurway, thank you.
Well, the passion around this grand final was intense inside and outside the MCG. Lions and Magpies fans began queuing early, desperate to watch as their teams faced off in a grand final for the first time in over 2 decades.
The keenest MCC members were rewarded at 8 a.m. After a long night of interrupted sleep outside, tens of thousands fighting for a front row seat as temperatures and anxiety rose.
Today you're going to hear the loudest chant that's ever been heard.
You're going to have a voice tomorrow?
Probably not.
You're worried about all those Pies fans?
No, there's one brain cell between them all, so you can't be worried.
So many mixed emotions, nervous, excited, so pumped.
The drinks were flowing early ahead of a hot grand final. Jaeger bombs for breakfast at 9 a.m. and barbecues to fuel a long day. At the official grand final breakfast, a roasting from the PM.
But it's good to see Peter Dutton here as well. Pete, I remember a few years ago you said that the streets of Melbourne were so dangerous that people were afraid of going out to dinner. Well, if the Pies win today, you might finally be right about that.
Just under 5,500 packed into the Collingwood live site. In Brisbane, it was a cooler day, but they made a splash at their live site. Numbers unlimited.
Watching footy on the beach, how good is that?
As desperate fans at the G looked for tickets.
I want to buy a seat. Don't care where it is, as long as I get into the ground.
What's your budget?
I don't really have a budget, to be honest.
The lucky ones got dressed up.
We wanted class because we're from Sydney. There's a lot of feral people here, and we're definitely not in the cheer squad, but we love the cheer squad.
He looks like Tina Turner.
Does he sing like her?
Nah, we are simply the best though, mate.
I guess it's a bit of a gothic steampunk kind of look.
No, this is war paint. This is what it is. It's not makeup, it's war paint.
Why haven't you got any on?
Because I sweat too much.
I've been a fan of AFL my whole life, and this is the first time for me to walk into this place, into the MCG.
A few had been in many times before, superstars among them.
You know, it's always easier knowing that there'll be someone else that gets to do what I've been lucky enough to do today, and I just know how impactful it is for them personally, but also for their fans.
This Demons fan was more interested in the music.
Just Kiss. I'm here for the Kiss concert.
What about the footy?
I couldn't care about the footy. Hey, my team unfortunately didn't make it.
How do you feel people will be knowing that you're not even here to watch the footy?
I don't care. I'm here to see the greatest band in the world.
Brisbane fans knew they would be outnumbered.
Collingwood no good. They'll choke again. Chokers.
We booked our tickets in May, so we were just relieved the last week.
When they do the Welcome to Country, when they do the anthem, like it'll be goosies everywhere, like just even now thinking about it, like it goes hard.
Some families were split.
This is my son.
It looks like trouble to me.
It's going to be trouble.
100,000 arrived, many on public transport. The police on patrol.
Have a look at this, boys. The Collingwood team bus arriving. They're all en route to the game.
The weather is warming up, and the Magpie Army is warming up its voice with a march to the G from Grand Slam Oval. Go Pies! Love you, boys. Despite all the noise, some younger footy fans were more a fan of sleep. What do you think as you're watching them come in?
Oh, it's a little bit intimidating, but I think the Lions have got a few supporters today.
Those flying in from Cairns on Jetstar this morning had their flight cancelled just hours before and scrambled to fly in via other cities.
We were pretty lucky that we're probably only just going to miss the first quarter, but there was probably 5 or 6 families there that missed out on flights. So.
At the London Tavern in Richmond, a long wait to get in.
What's the drink of the day? Beer, mate.
And they were going down fast.
Nervous, excited, scared, a little bit hungover.
Inside the G, the countdown was on, pressure building.
How many points can we kick?
I just love being my team playing in the final. First time I've been here for 20 years. It's just brilliant.
I'm a little bit nervous, but I think we can win it. It's a life-changing event. It's insane. If we lose, it'll be very sad.
Deep in the Lions cheer squad, an odd man out.
Just with the family, the cousins, and they got me a ticket, so I'm just happy to be here.
After the ticketing dramas and all the anticipation of a big week, everyone is finally here. And even the seats furthest from the action, the very back row, they have an epic panoramic view.
You get to see everything, and you get to see the crowd erupt when something special happens, so it's great. Just lucky to be here.
The Pies fans, the luckiest of them all. Paul Dowsley, 7 News.
Swan Street is bracing for big celebrations. Bethan Yeoman is there. Beth, the crowds are building, so is the police presence.
Mike, you can certainly feel the extra police presence here on Swan Street, the unofficial home of all fans after the big games. In the past, there has been a bit of trouble here, especially in 2019 after the Tigers won the Premiership Cup. Now it has been a beautiful day today, so it's unsurprising how quickly the crowd streamed from the G down here into Richmond, desperate to get a coveted spot at one of the many pubs and bars along the busy strip. Queues have been forming at some of the most popular places for hours now, and it's likely that party atmosphere will continue right into the evening after that epic win from the Pies. Now, police will monitor the streets, and if necessary, they will close Swan Street to cars to ensure they can keep all these thousands of fans safe. Mike.
Bethan Yeoman, thank you.
Well, let's head out into the middle of the MCG now with Tom Brown and a very special guest.
Beck, Collingwood celebrations just starting here. A record equalling in the AFL 16th Premiership. The Dacosses and Darcy Moore, very much the story. I'm joined by Collingwood great Peter Moore. Peter, how do you feel after that? It was an incredible game.
Oh, it was a magnificent game. All credit to Brisbane. They were fantastic. They brought their best, and that was a tough effort. And our boys just did a great job. That system worked. They stuck with it, and they got over the line. So magnificent, really magnificent.
Just describe for us, Peter, what this means for your family and also for the players. You know them so well.
Well, the boys mainly, I know the work that goes into it from all players, from all clubs, but our guys in particular, and it's been a massive effort. And from all at the club, all the volunteers and the workers and admin and everyone behind the scenes. So it's an all-of-club effort, and to finish on top, just fantastic. We're really thrilled from all.
And it's fair to say, it's an understatement, it was a nail-biting finish.
Oh, yeah, well, it got down to the Collingwood system and all that stuff that flies drilled into them for a couple of years, and they needed it under the pump, and they delivered. So fantastic. Get those couple of goals in the last quarter was really significant.
Peter, a pleasure to talk to you on this historical occasion. I'll let you go and enjoy it down the rooms. We'll be there, Beck. We're boundary side and in the rooms. Inside AFL will be back shortly. Incredible celebrations here at the MCG.
Pretty happy Tom Brown there. And, of course, we will see you a little later in the Magpies rooms. Thanks, Tom.
Brisbane was gallant to the end. Mitch Cleary is in the Lions room, and Mitch, they were so close, weren't they? Mike, there's a shattered change rooms right now. Still disbelief after falling just 4 points short. Now, families and connections have slowly started making their way here into the rooms. Emotions spilling over for some after these Lions played their absolute hearts out. The young kids of players and staff doing their best to lift what really is a sombre feeling right now. There was one moment late, 90 seconds on the clock that will be looked at. Lachie Neale awarded a free kick, advantage paid in the heat of the moment. Another call and time again could have left another result had Neale been able to go back and take his kick inside 50. I'll be back in sport. We'll hear from Lions co-captain Harris Sanders and look ahead to what's next for this Lions list. Mike? Thanks, Mitch. Still plenty of people here. We'll have a lot more from the G later in the Bulletin Beck.
Thank you so much, Mike. Well, the rest of the day's news is next.
And after our fourth hottest grand final on record tomorrow, a cool reprieve. The full forecast is coming up.